I think there's a storm coming, but also I just tried to make this video and it ended by me dropping my phone in the dirt when I was trying to show you red currents. So I guess we're trying again. That's the storm. Don't know. I might be feeling drops, I might not. What did I get done yesterday? Well, we saw this. That's a thing that's really annoying, but is pretty good progress. You can see one of the roots that I just finally gave up on. I'll keep working on it over time. Fire pit's still looking fine. The pot and pot nursery over here, like the rows are defined, but the placement of pots has not yet occurred. These are all looking pretty good. This one ends up being visibly flooded on the regular, but it's just yarrow, so it's okay. I need to go through apparently and weed my overwintered seeds system in here again. See if there's anything I recognize or not. The hope is that maybe I will have new plants that I haven't had before, but they needed prolonged cold exposure in order to be able to sprout. So, we'll see. So far, the only thing that I think I might have is another seed Saskatoon of a different variety. That's probably it, but I'm not sure. The allium are still hanging on. And now, whoops, I lost my balance. Now you can see one of the other things I did yesterday. I have filled up various spaces with logs from the Chinese privet of my neighbor's yard. Yet again. I'd really like to look into getting a pole lopper so that I could get up there and trim the top a little bit better. I like the height, I guess, at this point because it's so much privacy. And yet, this is a lot to deal with. I have considered I might cut some, like, future firewood lengths and put them in a format that I could actually stack for storage to just reduce the overwhelming state of things there. Then over here, we've got all the potted plants still. This one has a daylily in it I want to dig out. These, it's supposed to get down in the 40s tonight, so I didn't put in my tomatoes or eggplants. I do have peppers that are peeking out the top of their insulating bottles, and I need to think about what to do with those. I have returned this area of my garden to a state of impassibility, which is annoying, but constant state of my reality, apparently. I do tend to keep the ones with the Ys on top, though. They're very good if you hook the Ys together, 2 or 3 of them, as plant supports, because those suckers won't budge once that Y top is interlocked. So that's nice. Got quite a bit of sprouts coming up in here. Borage peas. Couple of different natives. This is a milkweed, I do believe, and that ought to be a native phlox. And then there's a lot of that elephant amaranth, the flower that looked like it was giving everyone a big red middle finger, that was popping up, and hopefully it's still there. They're pretty tiny. I hope frost won't bite them. I'm not sure what to do about this frost coming up. This is a really late frost for everything. I hope it'll all be okay. Those are rhubarbs. and there I could stand to harvest some more of that. And I'm gonna have to get in there and get a bunch more asparagus tonight. I put in some rutabaga seeds underneath that screen that keeps the birds off. There's quite a few different berries coming up. Here's where I put peppers, and I'm not sure if I'm going to duplicately protect those because they are taller than I usually get. And we got berries here and here. Plum tree is just plumbing. Cherry tree is just sitting there. Looking relatively healthy, so I can't complain. Let's see if I can show you this without dropping the camera this time. There's red currants being green in there, and then there's these puppies. These were, look at how fluffy. These are poppies. And down the way there used to be a florist. He retired years ago. He passed away maybe 12 years ago. And the person who bought his house gave me some of the flowers, and they are just stunning. I'm quite happy with them. This is the new Jostaberry. Already putting on a lot of growth. That's fantastic. This is the Joe Pye, about 3 foot tall. And this is the old Jostaberry, advertised as a black currant and with a legging, spreading growth habit. This was before they had it well defined. They hadn't named a cultivar yet or anything. They were just figuring out how many times you had to cross what to end up getting gooseberry-sized black currants that didn't spread like crazy and had no thorns. Now this has no thorns, but it spreads like crazy. So it's a ton of food, but it's disrupting my life over here, and I definitely need to get it out. I keep kicking around the idea of quote-unquote just put it on the cliff, because it would really hold in the cliffside nice once I get the rest of everything cleared out there. But my goal on the cliff isn't to put another spreading invasive type that just is actually food. Then again, that's not a bad thing either. It would feed a lot of birds. Kicking it around. I don't like spreading invasive plants around, so that's a tough call. And then the rest of it here, we got the lovage, and we got Jerusalem artichoke, and you see how tall that hedge is? With all that wood that comes off of it, if I had a rocket mass heater, it would not be a problem. These Chinese privet hedges, they produce a lot of wood every year. So I have to do this at least every year to this extent. So that's so my neighbors don't trim them at all, and they tend to droop in my direction just because of the prevailing winds, and they get more sun in this direction. So every year I try and straighten the edge up on my side, and I get a ton of firewood and like propping sticks for plant support. So it's not a bad thing, really. They are dispersive invasives and tend to self-seed all over the place, but not quite or nearly as bad as the Rosa Sharon that's the last part of this hedge, and that I hope to swap out for all of those Saskatoons I have propagated. So, still trying to decide what I want to put here. It's a tough one. I really don't know what I want to do. We might put a pawpaw there and get a better variety and go with it. I don't know. Where would I put the second pawpaw? I also hear that plums and pears and sour cherries are better in the shade. That's the trouble. That's a shade spot. So, it's where everything's at right now. And I didn't drop the phone in the dirt this time, so hooray! And the storm has not yet arrived. I can say goodbye with the view like I usually do, and then go give my kitties their evening snack. Kitties. Yeah. And figure out what I'm doing about this impending frost, because it's definitely concerning. Hope things are going well in your garden. Take care. Bye.